The final score, Wrexham 2, Stockport County 1. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC. Well, we were up already, but this was a lovely little cherry on top. I mean, to beat the champions is a fair old statement of intent. There was, I've forgotten now, I think there's three teams, aren't there? Milton Keynes, Bradford and Harrogate that we haven't beaten all season. We beat all the rest, if I remember correctly. Wow, that's impressive. And this was a tremendous victory in so many ways. I mean, for a reason that I'm going to be honest, escapes me. Stockport have brought a bit of niggle into the game, and it's the sort of edge which isn't the usual thing. Just the fans getting wound up. It seems to me to be the sort of thing which has actually annoyed people at the club, and so yeah, they really enjoyed it when the final goal was scored by an ex-Stockport player, ironically. But anyway, Wrexham unchanged, and the pattern of the first half, for much of it at least, was Stockport looked good, moved the ball around well, but we're a versatile team. We were able to drop off into a sort of lowish block and hold them at arm's length. And actually, until they scored, not only was that the pattern, but we actually looked much more likely to score. They weren't really threatening us with the pressure that they had. And when we struck, we were quick and we looked like we could actually punish them. First real key moment of the match came in the 7th minute when Anthony Sarcevic did really well down the left channel, ran deep into the box. He was tackled then by Luke Young and the ball dropped to McClewith, but Cleworth couldn't bring it under control and the ball ricocheted kindly for Sarcevic, who got past him in the box. Cleworth leaned against him. Sarcevic went down asking for a penalty. It's got to be said, Stockport did tend to test the referee, Steve Martin, quite a lot. But that ref, Steve Martin, was no jerk. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I tried it in the commentary. Didn't get a laugh either. And he wasn't interested. This was actually probably his best shout for anything, but I still think Cleworth did very well. There was hip-to-hip contact, but I don't really think that becomes a penalty. I think it was good, strong defending by a defender who'd been beaten, but wouldn't allow the player to get away from him. So credit to Cleworth, I thought, on that, and the ref was quite right. Within a minute, Wrexham had our first opportunity. O'Connor knocking a long ball forwards. Mullin up against Pye, my daily struggle too. Pye, it was interesting watching him. His first move always when the ball's in the air was to grab the shirt. Well, I am biased. I'm not going to try and say that, he constantly pulled our strikers and they were all fouls, because we were pulling back as well. But like I said, his first move was to grab and pull. So he was a little lucky maybe the ref didn't spot that. On this occasion, the ref did spot it. In fact, Pye virtually had Mullin's shirt over the back of his shoulders. But Mullin did brilliantly to help it on, and the ref played on, and Palmer, without support, but driving menacingly into the left channel, into the right channel, drove in a powerful shot, couldn't keep it down. Next chance for Wrexham as well. Luke Young feeding the ball out to the left-hand side where Tom O'Connor was overlapping. And when he fed the ball back in, it was a lovely pass to Mullin. Mullin's first touch was beautiful, about 15 yards out to just wrong foot his defender and create a bit of space. But this time, and uncharacteristically, considering how Mullin's playing at the moment, he couldn't keep his finish down and put it over the bar. But like I said, it was us who were making the opportunities. Barnett combining nicely with Cannon down the right-hand side. And in the end, it came to nothing. But a long ball by Barnett, Hinchcliffe, the keeper, did the right thing. Now, to be fair, this is one of those classic things where the keeper gets criticised. I thought Hinchcliffe did very well, actually. He has to come out of the box to deal with it, otherwise he's going to get beaten to it. But his header goes straight to Cannon, about 40 yards out. The crowd are shouting to shoot. For me, Hinchcliffe, this is where he really does well. Hinchcliffe decides that if he drops off, he's vulnerable. He's no longer able to affect anything, and Cannon will have a chance to lob him, and if he gets it right from 40 yards, it's a goal. So Hinchcliffe steps up and hassles Cannon. A defender is nearby and joins in, and Cannon just can't get off that shot towards the empty net. So he works it wide to Palmer. Palmer tries it from a very tight angle and still a fair way out. And Hinchcliffe, at this point, once the ball's gone wide, has sprinted back and he's able to catch the ball comfortably. But a frightening moment for Stockport. Another one comes in the 24th minute. Clever work by James McLean, a quick throw-in, level the edge of the area. Because Tom O'Connor, who keeps making these attacking runs, has run in behind the defence. And when the ball goes out for a throw, he realises he should keep going so he can't be offside from a corner. From a throw-in, rather. McLean sees it too, throws it into his path. The only misfortune, I mean, I'm not knocking McLean, it's the best throw he can offer because he's looking to throw it in front of O'Connor so that he can turn and hit it. And he puts it onto O'Connor's stronger left foot as well. But it's a difficult volley, really, to pull off for O'Connor. He makes good contact on it and just knocks it across the face of goal. Painful how it dribbled across. It didn't go quickly. The defenders and keeper couldn't deal with it. And if a Wrexham player had been able to keep up and follow in, they'd have had a tap in. 5 minutes later, though, we go behind. And on this occasion, it's O'Connor making a mistake out from the back. Although I've got to be honest, watching the game, it looked a worse pass than it was when I looked at the match again. But he tries to pass out to the halfway line from his position on the edge of the box, left-hand side. It's intercepted by Camps, who does superbly. He beats McLean, surges down the flank, and then pulls it back to Lemon Alsh-Evans, who's just inside the box. Perfect touch, first touch by him. Second is a drilled finish that goes in off the post of Okonkwo with no chance. And the half turns then, 15 minutes left, and we are no longer defending comfortably and hitting them on the break. They start to make chances. And this is the point where the champions, who I've got to say, you know, I may have sounded a little disparaging. They're worthy champions, and they showed it in this match. But they really got control of masses. Hinchcliffe with a long ball up to Lemon Alsh-Evans, who fed Sarcevic, and he tried to drive it across Okonkwo's goal, but just wide of the left-hand post. We had an opportunity again through O'Connor making a great run down the left channel. Lee picks him up beautifully, but again, it's a tricky angle. He's quite close in. He drills it in, but a defender's just about able to get a block, take the pace off it, and it's an easy save for Hinchcliffe. We could have gone 2 down with 4 minutes left. A free kick just outside the box, left of centre. Sarcevic really rips it, skimming low over the wall, but it goes just wide of the left post. Although Wrexham had the last opportunity and maybe should have been a goal. Great combination down the right between Cannon and Barnett. The ball is played inside to Young, who goes bursting into the box down the right channel. He just about overruns it, but he's never going to give up a run into the box. Pye gets a foot to it, but deflects it straight to Palmer. It comes to him quickly, about 6 yards out, and he's sort of side onto the goal, but still, his shot, he'll know he could have done a bit better, and Hinchcliffe was able to save it. A really, really big chance for Wrexham. To be fair, though, Palmer would not worry about it. In fact, he only had 3 minutes of the second half before he actually got his goal, which he thoroughly deserved for his energetic performance. But Wrexham were different in the second half. We got closer to them, we were on the front foot, and we really knocked Stockport off their strides. And the second half was a superb display by Wrexham, which ended deservedly in the win. 48th minute, as I said, Wrexham are back level. This is O'Connell, who in the first half, I mean, defensively he was outstanding. Some of his passing wasn't right in the first half, but he was trying to play the ball out from the back. Well, he plays the assist of the season. Just steps out after typically stepping in to intercept, sets himself, and then just pings this beauty. At first I thought he was looking for McLean on the left flank, but Stockport's defence has got really bent out of shape. Mullins dropped off a little bit and dragged the centre-back out with him and left a big gaping hole. And Palmer spots it, O'Connell spots it, puts that lovely ball in. Palmer arrives onto the ball on the edge of the area, plucks it out beautifully at the end of his toe, drops it in front of him, calmly sets himself and strokes it past Hinchcliffe. A fine goal, and Wrexham are level. And we continue to be on top, although Stockport do have opportunities. Paddy Madden comes on, and Lemon Alsh-Evans rips in a great cross from the right-hand side. Madden, who had been beaten by Cleworth to a similarly inviting cross a couple of minutes earlier, gets across Cleworth this time from 10 yards out, though he heads it just wide. Palmer made way halfway through the second half. Fletcher coming on. Um, Stockport have another opportunity from outside the box when the short corners work to Camps, who hits a good shot from a good 25 yards, but probably, although it was a flash just past the post, I think Okonkwo had it covered. But just over quarter of an hour left, then it's Wrexham pushing on. A free kick played into the box by O'Connor, headed on by Cleworth across the face of goal. Fletcher stretches, trying to head it in from close range, can't quite reach. Lee beyond him lunges in, can't quite reach it, and the ball goes behind. Elliot Lee was given a break with Jordan Davis coming on, and soon after that, Wrexham carve out another opportunity. It's a neat little piece of play with Cannon doing well to break down the right-hand side and find O'Connor from a short corner. O'Connor pulls it back to the edge of the box and McLean strikes it viciously, but too straight. Hinchcliffe able to hold on to it. We made our two final substitutions of the season with 3 minutes left. Barnett and Mullin making way, Bolton and Marriott coming on, and a minute later we had the goal, and it was a lovely goal. Wrexham building patiently down the right-hand side. Cleworth then joining in to make an overload. Now we worked exactly the same move not earlier in the half, and Cleworth's attempt to play a through ball was intercepted. This time he got it perfectly right. Cannon made a great run off the ball down the left channel, cut inside, and then absolutely lashed it past Hinchcliffe, through Hinchcliffe, I'd say. Terrific power on his strike, right of centre, slammed it. Poor Hinchcliffe goes to get his hands up. It's close to him, but it hits so hard he just never gets his hands there. And it's a lovely picture in it on the reverse angle of the footage. He's just standing stock still as the ball's nestling in the net, stunned like a statue. He can't believe that Cannon's ripped it past him like that. Brilliant goal, a deserving goal to win the match, and Wrexham finished the season by beating the champions. Can't say fairer than that, can you? We also, as Mansfield lost the lead, finished second. Terrific achievement. First ever time the clubs had back-to-back promotions, and previously the highest Wrexham have ever come in the season after a promotion is 9th. So, wow. Good work, lads. Looking at the performances, I mean, Okonkwo didn't have much to do and had no chance with the goal again. You know, we have defended his goal well. We know he's perfectly capable of doing it himself, but yeah, didn't have that much to do, really. The three centre-backs, I mean, again, were terrific. I made O'Connell man of the match. A slightly controversial call. Most people, I think, thought Cannon. But O'Connell was excellent. I know he made some sloppy passes in the first half, but sloppy's wrong. He got them wrong, but he was looking to do the right thing with the ball. His defending was magnificent. He handled the Stockport the strikers so well. And that pass for the goal, Farmer goal, wow. Either side of him, when O'Connor was excellent. The way he was driving forwards, apart from his solid defending, he was really causing problems for Stockport and driving them back into their own half. And he was one of our key figures in the first half with that sharp breakaway play. Joining in from the back. It was really a buccaneering performance by him. On the other side, Cleworth, well, I mean, you know, he's won Young Player of the Season now. Quite right. Although, of course, Okonkwo was a good candidate too, let's be honest. But my goodness, Cleworth's been magnificent. And again, that trio really held Stockport at arm's length. There weren't that many chances in the penalty area for the champions, and they've got a lot of firepower. Looking at the wing-backs again, McLean had a solid game on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, Barnett, I think, was more influential. More came down the right-hand side, but Barnett was very lively and whipped in some good service. In midfield, Luke Young did very well again, just really filling the gaps, winning challenges, a couple of good driving runs forwards, one which led to a big chance for Palmer. Elliot Lee was, again, maybe didn't get the creativity quite right, but his quality of endeavour couldn't be questioned. He worked so hard again and was a fighter in midfield. Cannon was outstanding once more with his ball winning, with his anticipation, with that goal. Absolutely terrific and non-stop energy. And then up front, Palmer gave them a hell of a hard time. Really physically strong, of course. And then Mullin was Mullin. I mean, he's been in brilliant form at the end of this season. Surprisingly, he didn't actually get a goal. He only really got that one chance in the first half, which he put over. But Mullins' movement was terrific. He was really, again, troubling those defenders. And like I said, now that he's fully fit, he's been a real physical problem for big centre backs because he can lean into them and battle with them. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant season. It's been a pleasure bringing those games to you. And yeah, see you in League One. The final score of Wrexham 2, Stockport County 1. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.